Okay, now this video is going to focus on the definition of the limit function. Before we looked at the left and right hand limit functions, and the limit function kind of combines those two. And so what it does is it basically asks the left hand limit and the right hand limit where they think a particular function is going as x approaches c, and if they agree, then it's going to say, okay, that must be the limit. But if they don't agree, then it'll say that the limit doesn't exist. So here's a quick example of how that might work. Let's look at the limit as x approaches 3 from the left of this graph f of x. So what that means is the left-hand limit is going to look at the values of x as x is approaching 3 from the left, and it's going to look at what the graph is doing. What looks like the graph, the y values are going down, and they're going down towards the number 2. Okay, so again, the left-hand limit is looking at the outputs given inputs that are approaching the number 3, and it looks like this limit is 2. Okay, and then the right-hand limit is going to look at the values as x approaches 3 from the right. So it's looking at these values over here, and it's focusing on the inputs or the outputs as x approaches 3 from the right, and it looks like those values are going up towards the number 2. So it would report that it thinks the limit as x approaches 3 from the right is equal to 2. And then the overall limit function would ask both these functions, do they agree? And since they do, it would conclude that the limit as x approaches 3 of this function f of x must be 2, because the left and right hand limit both agreed. Okay, so that's if they agree, but sometimes these functions don't agree. So let me just show you a quick example of where that might happen, and that's maybe the limit as x approaches 2 from the left. We already saw that the left-hand limit is reporting values that are going towards the y value 2, and the right-hand limit is reporting values that are approaching 3, because it looks at these values over here, and when you're looking over here, the graph is heading towards the y value 3. Okay, so since the left-hand limit does not equal the right-hand limit, the overall limit function says, well, then the limit just doesn't exist. So the limit as x approaches 2 of f of x does not exist, or DNE. It doesn't exist because there's this disagreement. And so these limit functions kind of pick up on gaps in the function or jumps in the function, and so that's basically what their job is to do, is just to report the value of a function as it's approaching a value. And I should also say that they don't actually care